Okay guys, it is officially fall and it is time for the September garden tour. There's not a lot going on in there. A lot of stuff has already been ripped out for the year, but I will do a quick walkthrough and tell you what's still growing and plans that I have for the next month or so while I'm putting the garden to bed for the year. Titan says hello. So let's go take a hopefully quick, I know I talk too much, tour of the garden, and I'll just chat as we go. Okay, so the zinnias are still coming on strong, obviously, and the Japanese beetles, darn things. Just, letting that area be what it is. I have kind of started clearing the hot mess that is the asparagus bed. This one, looky here. I do have Swiss chard. I can grow it, guys. It took 3 plantings, and there you go. 1 Swiss chard. I fail as a gardener. It's official. That's okay. Try again. And what else funny is happening? Look at here. You know what this is? This is those darn cucamelons. This plant is like 4 or 5 months old. It's just now putting on cucamelons. That's kind of another garden fail. And while we're on the fail list, here's my Brussels sprouts. Oh yeah, sad. Why are the plants like 6 inches tall? We're gonna say soil. Very, very sandy. And this tree. Too much shade, crappy soil. It is what it is. Try again next year, especially because this is, I guess, news alert. All the trees are going. It's happening. I'm not sure when it's happening, but it's happening. Carrots doing well between all of the weeds. I know I was really bad about weeds this year. I said I was going to do good, and then I didn't. The leeks are, it's kind of pitiful for a leek, but I think, don't quote me on this, but I think they're okay in a little bit of cold weather, so I'm just going to leave them. Strawberries are doing fine. These random carrots are doing fine. Lots and lots and lots of ground cherries because my daughter planted them everywhere and she loves them. I think they're disgusting. If you guys like ground cherries, let me know. If you don't, also let me know, because I've been taking a poll between people that try them, and so far nobody really likes them besides kids. My dahlias are coming along. I still have a ton of plants that need to bloom. They are, this is about the right time for dahlias to be blooming, but they're a little bit behind. Again, these darn trees and the soil. I put in so much work to get the soil prepped better over the last year, and it still wasn't quite enough, but that's okay. The kale and the rhubarb look beautiful. This is my favorite garden bed right now. Isn't that beautiful? It looks fabulous. The peppers are almost done. I've got a few jalapenos and different sweet peppers that are ripening. The second planting of carrots I did. I have some growing, not a lot. It's just due to neglect on my part. I planted them and watered them for the first few days, and then we had a drought for like a month and I didn't water them. So, things aren't going to grow in a drought as a seedling. It's just what happens. The cabbages are doing well. I've been eating them. You can see a few are pulled up. These are what's left. I had red cabbages over on the other side, so I just have 4 green cabbages left to eat. The gladiolas are done for the year. I went around and I tagged all of them to make it easy to dig them up later. My sweet pea flowers are kind of done. I'll show you. Some of them are still going, some of them are done. I've been collecting seeds from them. The borage still looks beautiful. Look at that happy little bee with his pollen pants. So cute. This is the bed where my potatoes were, which I will show digging them up in another video. I have an entire potato harvest video I'm working on. And then I've started, that's as far as I've got, mulching in this bed so that it's just, you know, done for the year. The raspberries are doing well. They're in their second crop of the year. I have no idea what variety this one is, but I get a spring crop and then a fall crop of them, which is nice. Here are more peppers. These are banana peppers. I've kind of had an explosion of them right now. These were some spicy peppers and they're doing okay. I harvested a few the other day and I can still see some down there. This is my big, beautiful, bushy zinnia patch. They blew over in a big storm. Now you can see it's been, you know, maybe a month since that happened. So they're kind of arcing and growing back towards the sunshine. Look at that one. Pretty. The tomatoes. They look so beautiful, don't they? Dying back. It's the end of their season. That's okay. My freezer is full. We're still harvesting every couple days. I showed my tomato video what I'm doing with them, and I have been very busy. Lots of tomato processing. The dried beans are doing okay. I've got quite a bit. I've got like a big jar full of assorted dried beans. It could have done better. It had that drought and then we got dumped on with rain for like a week straight, and it did make a lot of them either get moldy or start sprouting. So that wasn't super helpful. Through my little Cosmo forest here, I've got more dahlias down here. Aren't they pretty? But they have flopped over, most of them, which I knew that was a possibility with dahlias. But last year, the ones that I had planted, I had no issues with that, so I didn't stake them this year. Now next year, I know I'm going to have to stake them because guess what? They are going to flop over for me. Okay. These ones are really pretty. I also think next year, I'm going to be planting them in pots. My mother-in-law gifted me, there's 6 pots in here that are, most of them are pretty big, but you know, varying sizes. And I think I'm going to plant them in here because then, you know, I have to dig them up to overwinter the bulbs, so I'm not just buying new bulbs every year. I think putting them in pots is going to work a little bit better because I won't be digging in the soil around my other perennials right before winter hits. There's still, I think, 3 watermelon growing in here. There's one hiding back in there somewhere. We've had a few and a few cantaloupe. Again, I've got that weird mix of crappy soil and not enough sunlight, and then I also didn't really weed this bed. So on top of those other things, these guys were having to fight weeds, and every time it rained it would completely wash out this section. Next year I'm either going to do a retaining wall or raised beds in here because this did not work very well. The sunflowers are dying back rapidly, but that's fine. It's the end of their season. I'm going to be collecting lots of wonderful sunflower seeds. This is where the corn was. Obviously it's empty. There's more dahlias in here that are kind of trying to come up. And these are more glads that I have marked, but then I had like some liliums in here. They're the ones, I got them from Costco. I think it's just a type of lily, but it grows with a stalk and it has a bunch of white flowers with black centers. Really pretty. I can dig those up or leave them, but I couldn't quite tell because I waited too long to mark. These tomatoes are doing okay. Not as good as the other ones. I have a singular pumpkin growing in here. He's not doing super well. Kind of funky looking, so we will see. I did have a lot of pumpkins last year, so I'm a little bummed that I only ended up with one this year, but it happens. The other big thing that I'm having finally is okra. It's alive. I can grow okra and actually really like it, so that's exciting. Summer squash, there's a few growing in there. Those tomatoes are done. These cucumbers, honestly, it grew a few, but they just didn't do much and they didn't look good. So I'm just leaving them for the squirrels. Enjoy it, squirrels. I'm gifting you with cucumbers. Still bringing in mulch. Still bringing in rocks. But yeah. So that's the gist of the garden this year. Here's my little Marigold Arch, which grew beautifully, but never bloomed because it didn't get enough sun. So I actually did have a really good year produce-wise with, strawberries and tomatoes and carrots, and my garlic did wonderful. But I have a lot more I need to work on next year. So 1 year at a time, the garden will keep getting better. I promise you, like 3 years from now, if you watch my garden videos, you're gonna be like, oh, her garden is amazing. I'm gonna be like, yeah, go back to 2019, which was terrible, or 2020, and you'll see I've put in a lot of work. So keep thinking of the future and ignoring the one wheelbarrow at a time that I bring in here, trying to fix the soil, and the one tree at a time that we cut down trying to solve the light problem. So we'll get there, guys. This is, building a big garden in a new space that wasn't really ready for it. So thank you for tuning in and watching my garden craziness. I really appreciate it. Kind of keeps me motivated to keep going. So I'm like, people want to see progress. I can't just sit in the house and pout all day. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I will probably do an October video, which will just be, I put the garden to bed. Here's what it looks like, and here's how I did it. So anyways, I've got lots of things to do today, so I will see you guys next time.